I expect the Senate could start debating President COVID's relief package today. A House version cleared that chamber early last Saturday. But our first guest this hour calls the $1.9 trillion plan a bailout for blue states. Joining us now, Governor Chris Sununu, Republican of New Hampshire. Governor, we had Governor Kemp on earlier, and I guess my question was, it reminds me of, I guess you feel like someone that's paid off all their student loans, and then we forgive everybody else's. But you don't need help. Your loans are paid off. There are people who need help and that are affecting the economy, and it's not working for them. And I think that's how these states feel. They may have been profligate. They may have thought that the right thing to do was to lock down and shut the economy. They may have had to lay off people. But is it okay if this aid is more of it goes to the states that are truly in need, even though you might have done the right thing and aren't going to get as much?
Well, you really hit it on the head there. It's just inherently unfair. So if you look at these bills that have been passed over the past year, the CARES Act and subsequent bills, any state aid always comes on a proportion of your population. It's fair. Republicans and Democrats agree. It's on a per capita basis. This one, just a couple weeks ago, they decided to change that formula and just make it inherently unfair, which says that states that were, frankly, the worst managed are going to be rewarded the most. And little old New Hampshire loses out on $230 million. Georgia, I mean, it's over like $1 billion for Governor Kemp in Georgia, Maine, Kansas. You can go down the line of all these states that have to kind of give up more. And then you have billions of dollars going into states like California, New York, New Jersey, that frankly just weren't managed as well. So all we're saying is make it fair. Our taxpayers have to pay this bill as much as anybody else. So if it's money coming back to the states, do it on a per capita basis and allow states to manage that coming in. I mean, the other obvious issue with the $1.9 trillion bill is that so much of it isn't COVID related, right? Like something close to $1 trillion is not even related to COVID. So I have no problem if they want to look at that stuff, but those aren't germane issues. Take those to the side, have public debate and testimony on that, really pass a COVID-driven bill. I think a lot of folks would like that process as well. So there's kind of two inherent problems with it. And all we're asking to do, a couple senators to stand up and say, let's just make this fair across the board. Let's not play favorites.
Oh, that fair word. You see it. Do you ever see when certain people on the left use the fair word and what they use it for and what they expect using it and what that means for the kind of legislation that we're supposed to pass, Governor?
Well, look, again, we're asking Democrats.
And no one should, that's where you get to not a quality of opportunity, but they actually want an equality of outcome because it's fairer. And it's just if a state doesn't need the money, if it doesn't have a big deficit, if it has everyone working, didn't furlough people, and other states are in dire need, why shouldn't it flow to where the real need is?
Well, then spend less, right? So there are states like ours who managed well, made tough decisions, hiring freezes, all that sort of thing, managed our economy very well, found balance. And again, we're not out there begging for money like other states are. Maybe you don't need $1.9 trillion. I mean, somebody has to pay for this. We all have to pay for this. I think the folks in Washington live in this bubble where they don't really care about the national deficit. They don't really care about the taxes. You have this ultra-millionaire tax bill now being discussed. I mean, the fact ultra and tax are two words that should never go together at all. But that's the mentality out of Washington. And all we're asking them to do is get out of their bubble, look at what governors are doing on the ground, look at the fact that we have to pay for this stuff, and do it like you've done the other ones in a fair, proportionate manner, because we do still have vaccination needs. We still have a lot of COVID costs that we have to cover, without a doubt. But you have to treat everyone the same way.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.